Hey Virgo, we're here for your monthly tarot love reading for December 2025. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now, you know, I always like to remind you guys these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. You are, of course, welcome to take what works and leave the rest. So we're jumping right into it today, Virgo. I can't really believe that we are at the final month of the year. I kind of feel like it was yesterday that I was doing your January love readings, but here we are, basically almost at the end of 2025. I hope this year has been amazing, and let's just kind of see what this last month could be bringing towards you guys when it comes to love. So first message coming out for Virgo for December says, ooh, not today. Boundaries and hurt, avoiding conversations, not dealing, and still upset. Okay, so we're definitely starting out with some heavier energy today. Somebody is pissed off is basically the message that I'm getting here, Virgo. It's like you've been involved in some sort of situation romantically where what I see here is a breakdown in communication and feelings that have been hurt, unfortunately, right? Somebody is obviously avoiding an important conversation that needs to happen. Somebody is not dealing effectively with their feelings because they're angry, they're upset. This could be you. This could be the person you're dealing with. Let's see where it goes. Tell me more, please. Love. Okay. Unconditional love, self-love and wholeness, affection and attraction, and selflessness. So this is interesting, Virgo, because the first card definitely indicates that you could be dealing with a romantic situation where something has definitely broken down between the two of you, okay? However, there's also a lot of love between the two of you, right? So you could be in a place right now where you're angry, you're frustrated with each other, things don't feel good, you're not communicating, but it doesn't change the fact that the two of you have a lot of love for each other. So it's this tough place that we get into sometimes where we do really love somebody, but unfortunately we're just going through like a really challenging moment within our relationship. Okay, let's keep going. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Virgo this month. Addiction, codependent, obsession and restraint, possession and control, emotional block. I mean, this could be very clearly indicating what the potential issues are. I mean, the addiction card to me, it is possible that you're dealing with somebody who is experiencing an addiction. That's possible, but that's not going to be for everybody. The way that I look at the addiction card is that it represents some sort of potentially unhealthy dynamic going on within a relationship. The word emotional block is really standing out to me, okay? And I think the reason is because we had the message avoiding conversation, right, Virgo? So we've got avoiding conversation, we've got an emotional block, but we've also got a connection here where it's very clear that the two of you love each other, okay? So this month could be very interesting, Virgo, because it feels like there could be some struggles, there could be some challenges, but at the heart of it, you still love each other. So I think the question becomes like, how do you potentially deal with this situation, especially when you might be dealing with someone who's shutting down emotionally, or even for you, Virgo, maybe you're shutting down emotionally as well, and you guys are just feeling stuck. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading to hopefully help a little bit with this situation. Let's look at this person's energy, okay? So we're going to look at their overall energy this month, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing. I'll look at the same thing for you, Virgo, and then we'll look at the outcome. So this is going to give us maybe a bit of insight into what's going on for them this month, what could be going on for you, and how you could potentially navigate that, okay? So let's see where it takes us. Tell me about this person who is here for Virgo for December, please. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay. I mean, this is actually really, really good, you guys. Nine of Pentacles tends to be somebody who's working on themselves. So this actually is really good. Maybe one of the better cards that we could get actually, given the overall energy for this month. So Nine of Pentacles tells me that your person is probably waking up this month, Virgo, and realizing they need to work on themselves. They need to be better. They need to work on that self-improvement in order to help move your connection to a much healthier place. I think maybe they're starting to realize that there are things that they have done that have not been great for the relationship. And I think they're looking at it and being like, but I do love Virgo very, very, very much. So if I don't want to lose Virgo, I need to start working on the things that are leading to these problems within our connection. So that actually feels positive, you guys. It feels like they're recognizing that there have been problems. They're recognizing the role that they've had to play in those problems, and they're trying to be better. Okay, tell me more, please, Page of Wands. You could be dealing with a fire sign, a Leo, Aries, or a Sagittarius. I think you guys are obviously very attracted to each other. There's a spark, there's a very playful energy. It feels to me like your person's trying to bring that energy back into the connection between the two of you this month, Virgo. Tell me more, please. And then the Five of Swords. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. Five of Swords, I often say to you, is like drama, drama, drama. People meddling, people getting in the way of our relationship. Potentially, it can be that kind of external energy of other stuff going on that's having a negative impact on our connection. So this might be something that has led to some problems between you and this person. I'm going to give the example that's coming to mind. Let's talk about family dynamics, okay? Family dynamics can sometimes be challenging. Hi, this is my little kitty cat. She's like, you're not talking about me, are you? Not us. Don't worry, we don't have a challenging family dynamic. This is Fiona anyway. She's coming to say hello to you, Virgo. But I do think, like the Five of Swords is saying, part of the problems that you guys have been navigating have maybe been made worse by other people interfering in your relationship. I know it's kind of a specific message. You guys take it or leave it. But I also feel like it's interesting to me because the first oracle message said the word boundaries, right? And I think that's actually part of the key this month. Like if you guys are trying to work things out, there are going to have to be boundaries that your person sets and boundaries that you set potentially. And I wonder, and you can let me know if this connects, Virgo, maybe some of the frustration that you've had, I'll give an example, with the whole family dynamic, is that maybe there's been some challenges in, the family dynamic. So like you and your in-laws, for example, right? And instead of feeling like your person has stood up for you, maybe you feel that they have not had good boundaries with somebody who's maybe causing some tension or problems, right? And so maybe you've been feeling resentful because you're like, why don't they just stand up for me in the relationship? And that has potentially led to a rift between the two of you. But now your person is realizing like, yeah, there are people who are meddling and they need to do a much better job of setting those healthy boundaries and standing up for you and standing up for the connection. Okay, so let's see what they could be feeling this month, please. The Nine of Wands. What I'm going to say here, Virgo, is I think they are exhausted by everything you guys have been going through, but it doesn't change the fact that they're willing to fight for this relationship. I don't think they're going anywhere. It's kind of interesting because we did have some heavier energy in the oracle messages, but I do not get the sense that your person is like walking away and abandoning you, Virgo. They may not have like been the best at dealing with things initially, but it looks like they could be really turning it around this month, okay? Because they love you. We saw that love message. So the Nine of Wands is them having that resilience and wanting to fight for the connection between the two of you, even though it probably feels like the relationship has been tested recently, right? Tell me more. Five of Pentacles, yeah. They do feel there's been an emotional disconnect. Like I said, because we did have the emotional block and we had literally the hand saying not today, I think part of the issue as well is that maybe your person has a tendency to shut down, right? Maybe they have a bit of a tendency here when things get tough, with the Nine of Wands, it's like the relationship gets tested and then their go-to method of dealing with it is to just shut down and to put up like this wall, right? Which is not, in my opinion, the healthiest way to deal with things, but maybe this is a pattern of how they deal with conflict. And now they're realizing that doesn't feel good because it creates this disconnect between the two of you. And that's a problem. So I don't think they want to feel that. It's like they're feeling the void. They're feeling the, the coldness. You can see the snow, right? They're feeling the coldness in the relationship between the two of you and they want to do something to fix that. What else could they be feeling? Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's actually really good, Virgo. Really good. Eight of Pentacles is putting in the work, right? So this is what I've been saying. It's like, there's obviously issues here that I can see between you and this person. But I actually don't feel that your person wants to lose you at all. And I actually feel the opposite. It's like they might be realizing that this is the month where they really need to fight for you and fight for the relationship. And with the Eight of Pentacles here, it's like they need to put in the hard work and the effort and the initiative to build this relationship back to where you guys want it to be, right? Okay, so let's see what actions they could be taking this month, please. The Chariot, that's actually really good as well, you guys. Hopefully this is giving you a little bit of reassurance, you guys. The Chariot is about overcoming challenges and obstacles together and finding a way to move forward. That's where I think your person is coming from this week, or this week. Maybe the first week of December, I don't know, but this month. But I feel that it's like it could be a turnaround, right? Like I just want to acknowledge that I don't know that your person has been doing the best job of dealing with things up until this point, but something is shifting for them this month, maybe even the first week, where they're like, I need to get my shit together. I need to start focusing on my connection with Virgo to see if we can actually make this work, right? Okay, tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Temperance, that's really good. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius. It's a balanced energy, right? It's like they're trying to bring a sense of balance and stability back into the connection. And the interesting thing here, Virgo, is that I've said to you before, the Temperance card to me can be a card of unconditional love, which is literally what the Oracle message said. So it's kind of reaffirming here that this person does have this amazing love for you. And so that's what's making them want to fight for the connection here between the two of you, okay? Tell me more about what actions this person could be taking this month, please. And then the Sun, okay. I'm getting hopeful, you guys. Look, I know we started out with some tougher energy, but like, I think you're gonna see this person turning it around this month, fighting for you, wanting to do everything that they can to make you happy and to bring that joy back into the connection. And the Sun, to me, it's Leo energy, can also be a grateful energy. So your person could be also shifting from a place where you guys have been stuck and it's been negative and it hasn't felt good, to focusing more on the gratitude that they have for your connection, which also helps us see the good things and to get into a more positive headspace. So from what I can see, your person's really trying to work things out with you this month, Virgo. Okay, so let's look at you. Tell me about what's up with Virgo. Okay, Three of Pentacles. You want to work on things too. I've said to you before, the Three of Pentacles to me can sometimes be like the counseling card of the tarot, where it's like, yeah, we've been going through issues, but you're committed here to wanting to work through the issues and work as a team to solve these problems. So you're definitely open to working on this too. Tell me more, please. The Eight of Swords. It's tough though. I think you've been getting up in your head a lot, probably having a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety about the state of your relationship. Those feel like very normal things to me based on what we've been seeing here, right? We know there's been issues. Tell me more. Eight of Cups. There have definitely been moments where you've considered fully walking away. Again, in my opinion, I think that's normal. I don't know, anyone who says they've never had a single doubt about their relationship, I don't know. I think it happens, right? And especially when there's like tough moments, like what we saw in the overall energy, I do think there have been moments where you've been conflicted, right? With the Three of Pentacles, where you're like, I want to work through the issues. I want to fix the things that have been a problem here within the connection. But I also, okay, come on, baby. But I also feel like it's a lot. I'm stressed out with the Eight of Swords. I'm emotionally exhausted. So you've maybe gone back and forth here a little bit, where it's like you've had moments where you really want to stay and work on things, but you've probably had moments where it's like crossed your mind as well, Virgo, and you're like, would it be easier to just walk away? I think both have happened. And honestly, I think that's normal when we're in a tough situation. It's like you're looking at all the options. Okay, so what could Virgo be feeling? Okay. Two of Pentacles, looking at all the options, literally what I just said. Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when we're in a situation like this, because on the one hand, we see that you love them. On the other, we see there's been struggle. So it's like trying to weigh out the pros and cons of the situation and figure out, okay, so we feel really unbalanced right now in our connection. How do we fix that? If that's what you ultimately want, right? Tell me more about what Virgo could be feeling. The Hermit, which is your energy, you guys. I think you're doing a lot of soul searching. This to me is actually a really positive thing, because it tells me that you're thinking about the situation, weighing your options, looking at it from different perspectives. And so if you do decide to stick around and work on things, I feel like it's coming from a very thoughtful place, right? It's like, here's what I think, Virgo. If you're going to work on things with this person, it's because you truly see a future, right? You're going to do this reflection. And if after that reflection, you're like, I do really love them and I do want to be with them, I could see you definitely putting in the effort to try to fix things, right? So I guess what I'm saying here is that if you're giving it a shot, I think that's coming from a very thoughtful place where you really do see a potential future here. And it's not just like, oh, whatever, let's just see what happens, but it's a very thoughtful engagement with this, right? Tell me more, please. And then the Four of Cups. Yeah. I mean, I think there's definitely going to be points this month, Virgo, just to be prepared, where maybe it feels a bit emotionally overwhelming, a bit emotionally exhausting. There might be times where you need to ask your person for space. And to me, there's a difference here. Like in one situation, we can shut down and not communicate and not text our person and not meet them and not, talk to them, which I don't think is like the healthiest way of dealing with it. But you could also communicate, right? Like if you need space, in my opinion, like the healthier thing would be to convey that to your person so they don't think you're just like ghosting them or shutting down. But I do think like what might be helpful is that if you're feeling emotionally overwhelmed at any points, don't be scared to say to your person, like, I need a day to just kind of, collect my thoughts. Can you just give me a little bit of space? So it's okay for you to set boundaries and ask for what you need. Because to me, that feels healthier because you're communicating with them about the boundary instead of just like going cold and not talking, right? So in one scenario, maybe they don't know what's going on. They feel like you've cut them off. But then in the other scenario, it's like they know that you're taking space because you've communicated what you need and what your boundary is, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit of advice from the tarot. Let's see what actions you could be taking this month, please. 7 of Pentacles, that's good. I mean, I think this is a patient energy. So it's kind of like seeing where things go between the two of you and being patient with yourself, Virgo, and them and the process. Tell me more, please. 2 of Wands, yeah. So guess what? This is also a really good month for you guys to realistically talk about, like, what do we want, right? This is a card of planning and preparation. It's like we're at a crossroads now. We can go this way, we can go that way. We're at a point in our relationship where things have been challenging and things have been tough, but we do really love each other. So what does that look like moving forward? What is the path that we are choosing to travel? Are we traveling that path together? Are we not? What does that look like? If we're deciding to stay together, what is the vision of the future that we want to build together? And I think that's important because if you guys decide to work on it, it's like you're working on it with this unified vision of where you see the relationship heading. Tell me more, please, about what actions Virgo could be taking. King of Swords, perfect. Perfect. You know what this is? This is clear communication. I just want to highlight, remember, we started with somebody avoiding conversation, and now we're getting to the heart of the issue with this King of Swords, right? This is somebody who is not shying away from having the conversations that need to happen. And this typically comes up in a reading where there's been struggles, right? Because in order for the two of you to get through the struggles, you guys need to stop avoiding the conversations and you need to start having the conversations, right? And this tells me for you, Virgo, like you're really stepping into this King of Swords energy this month and taking action to have these conversations with your person so that the two of you can ultimately decide what comes next for your relationship. Okay, so I was gonna say, let's look at the potential outcome. I looked at the bottom of the deck, which I don't normally do, but I'm gonna show you what's on the bottom of the deck, Virgo. Okay, look at this. 4 of Wands. That's the 11-11 card. That's the marriage card. I'm gonna pull cards for the outcome, but I don't often notice what's on the bottom of the deck, and it stood out to me. So this is a really good card. This is about marriage, commitment. To me, it's a little boost of confidence that's saying, like, if you guys want this, the 4 of Wands, it's still possible. I just noticed that, and I don't normally notice the bottom of the deck, but let's see what the potential outcome is here. Tell me what the potential outcome is. 6 of Wands. You know what this is? It's a card of victory and success, you guys. So even though we started out with some tough energy, I mean, the conclusion here is basically saying, if you both want this, you can get back to a successful place within your relationship. It doesn't feel like it's over. I think that there are things to be worked through, but honestly, there's a lot to be said when you have that kind of love. Because at the end of the day, if both of you are still choosing each other, Virgo, and both of you are still committed to this connection, then I think that can take you a long way in working through issues, right? You've definitely got to work through whatever the issues are here. I'm not saying ignore it and pretend it's fine. Like, you got to dig in there and like figure out what the problems are. But the outcome is saying this could be a month that actually, I think, moves your relationship in a much better direction towards victory and success and resolution after a potentially challenging period between the two of you. So that's what I see for you, Virgo. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Little Fiona is just off screen here. So she's wishing you guys the best as well. And yeah, take care, and we'll be talking again very, very soon. Bye, Virgo.